I'm going to tell you something real. If you're out here trying to live your life by someone else's standards, you're wasting your time. You got to focus on you, not on anyone else. It's easy to get caught up in the noise, the distractions, the opinions, but you know what? That's not your life to live. This is your journey. Self-awareness is the foundation of growth. If you're not aware of who you are, how can you expect to change, grow, or reach your full potential? It's easy to get lost in the shuffle of life, constantly comparing yourself to others, but you can't do that. You need to look within. You need to face the truth about yourself. Start by asking the hard questions. What are you good at? What are your weaknesses? What habits are holding you back? Self-awareness means being brutally honest with yourself, not sugarcoating your flaws or pretending like everything is fine when it's not. It means taking the time to dig deep and reflect on your actions, decisions, and behavior. Without self-awareness, you're just reacting to life. You're not in control. You don't know why you do the things you do. You don't know why you make the same mistakes over and over again. You're living on autopilot. But when you become self-aware, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You stop making excuses. You take responsibility for your choices and you decide to change them. You gain control of your life. Being self-aware means you know your limits, but also you know how to push past them. You know when you're slacking, when you're making excuses, when you're not doing your best. And you also know when you're doing everything you can to move forward. Self-awareness is not about being perfect. It's about knowing where you stand and taking action to improve. Accountability is everything. It's easy to point fingers, to blame others for where you are, for your failures or your lack of progress. But the moment you start blaming someone or something outside of yourself, you lose control. You lose power. Accountability means you take full responsibility for your actions, whether they lead to success or failure. You can't keep looking for someone to blame. No one else is responsible for your journey but you. You decide what you do with the opportunities in front of you. You decide how hard you work, how much you sacrifice, and how much you push yourself. When you fail, own it. Don't hide behind excuses. Don't make excuses for why things didn't work out. Accept that failure is part of the process, but that it's your process. And if you're honest with yourself, you'll see where you could have done better, where you dropped the ball, where you could have worked harder. Accountability also means you stop lying to yourself. You stop saying things like, I'll do it tomorrow, or I didn't have time. Those are just excuses. Accountability is saying, I didn't do it today. I own that. Now I'm going to make sure I get it done tomorrow, no matter what. It's about keeping promises to yourself and not letting up when things get tough. You can't succeed if you don't hold yourself to a standard. Accountability forces you to operate at a higher level. It forces you to rise above the excuses, the distractions, and the self-doubt. When you take responsibility for everything you do, you unlock the potential to change your life. And that means no matter what happens, you own your results. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Talent is nice, but talent alone won't get you anywhere. The world is full of talented people who never make it because they lack the discipline to put in the work every single day. It's the people who are willing to wake up early, stay late, and do the uncomfortable work when no one's watching that win. Discipline is about consistency. It's about showing up when you don't feel like it. When you're tired, when everything in you is screaming to quit. Discipline means sticking to the plan no matter how tough it gets. It's not just about the easy wins, but about grinding through the hard days. The days when your body is sore, your mind is exhausted, and you'd rather be doing anything else. When you have discipline, you don't need motivation. Motivation fades, it comes and goes. But discipline is what keeps you going when motivation isn't there to push you. It's a mindset. You're committed to the process, not the outcome. You trust the grind, even when the results aren't immediate. Discipline is your ability to keep going, even when the finish line seems miles away. You're going to get tired. You're going to question yourself. You're going to feel like you're giving more than you're getting back. But that's the test. That's where discipline comes in. When it hurts, when it's hard, when you want to quit, that's when you double down. You push through the pain. You stick to your plan. You keep showing up day after day. Because you know the only way to get where you want to go is to stay disciplined and keep moving forward. Silencing the noise is one of the hardest things you'll ever do, but it's one of the most necessary. The world is full of distractions, people telling you what you should do, how you should do it, when you should do it, when you should do it. Social media is a never-ending flood of opinions, comparisons, and fake success. Everywhere you turn, someone's got something to say about your life, your choices, your journey, but none of it matters. You've got to block it out. You've got to silence the noise and focus on what's important, your mission. The moment you let other people's opinions control your thoughts, you're giving them power over your life. You're letting them dictate your decisions. And that's a recipe for failure. The only opinion that matters is yours. The only voice that needs to be heard is the one inside your head telling you to keep pushing, to stay focused, and to keep working. People will tell you that you can't do it. People will doubt you, criticize you, and try to pull you into their negativity. But that's their stuff, not yours. Let them talk. Let them have their opinions. But don't let it affect your path. You can't let the noise dictate your decisions, your progress, or your energy. Focus on what you're doing, not what everyone else is doing or saying. And it's not just about the people around you. It's about your own internal noise, the self-doubt, the fear, the constant questioning. You've got to shut that down too. Your mind will try to convince you that you're not good enough, that you'll never make it, that the work is too hard. But that's all noise. It's there to keep you from reaching your potential. You've got to silence it. The real power comes when you can block out the distractions, ignore the noise, and focus on what you need to do to win. Tune everything out and do the work. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It doesn't matter how many people are talking behind your back or how many distractions come your way. You've got one mission: stay focused on your goal. Keep grinding and drown out everything else. Mental toughness is what separates the winners from the quitters. It's not about how strong you are physically, how much weight you can lift, or how fast you can run. Mental toughness is about your ability to push through the toughest moments, to keep going when everything inside you is telling you to stop. It's about surviving when your body is screaming for rest, when your mind is clouded with doubt, and when the world is pushing you to give up. You are going to face challenges. You are going to hit walls. There will be days when you feel like you're completely done, when it feels like the universe is against you, and every step forward seems impossible. But it's in those moments that your mental toughness will either make you or break you. The ability to keep going when you're exhausted, when the odds are stacked against you. That's mental toughness. It's easy to show up when things are going well. It's easy when everything is falling into place. But how do you react when things fall apart? How do you respond when you get knocked down? Mental toughness is not about avoiding failure. It's about how you bounce back from it. It's about getting up after you've been beaten down and saying, I'm not done. I'm not finished. I'm coming back stronger. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. If you can control it, if you can train it to stay focused and strong, no matter the circumstances, you'll find yourself accomplishing things you once thought impossible. Mental toughness means you keep fighting, even when the fight seems pointless. It means pushing through when you feel like quitting is the only option. It means doing what others aren't willing to do. You want to build real mental toughness? Embrace the pain. Welcome the struggle. When you're in the thick of it, when everything seems impossible, that's where growth happens. That's where your strength is forged. Every time you overcome a challenge, every time you push through when you didn't think you could, you become tougher. It's not about avoiding discomfort. It's about facing it head on and coming out stronger on the other side. Your mind is your biggest enemy and your greatest ally. If you let it control you, it will hold you back. But if you control it, if you train it, it will take you places you've never imagined. Mental toughness is about mastering that control. It's about keeping going when you have nothing left to give. When you're mentally tough, nothing can stop you. Avoiding comparison is crucial if you want to thrive. The moment you start measuring your progress against someone else's, you've already lost. Everyone's journey is different, and your path is unique to you. If you keep looking to the left and right, trying to see what others are doing, you're going to lose sight of where you're headed. Focus on your own lane. Too many people waste their energy comparing themselves to others. They look at someone else's success and think, I'm not there yet. I'm not as good as they are, but here's the truth, their success doesn't take away from yours. Just because someone else is winning doesn't mean you're losing. Success isn't a pie. There's enough room for everyone to rise, but only if you stay focused on your own growth, your own progress, and your own hustle. Comparison will steal your peace. You'll start feeling like you're not good enough. You'll get caught up in what others are doing, and that will distract you from your own work. The reality is you don't know the sacrifices, the struggles, or the failures those people went through to get to where they are. You don't see the nights they spent grinding, the battles they fought within themselves. They're not you, and you're not them. Your path, your struggles, your victories, they're yours and yours alone. Stop looking at what others are doing. Stop measuring your success by someone else's timeline. They might have hit a milestone, but that doesn't mean you're behind. You might not be where you want to be today, but that doesn't mean you're not making progress. Keep working, keep pushing, and keep your eyes on your own goals. The only person you need to compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. In the end, comparison kills momentum. It drains your energy and keeps you stuck. When you focus on others, you're not focused on your own growth. You're not focused on getting better every day. Forget the comparison game. Stop looking for validation in other people's successes. If you stay in your lane and focus on the work, you'll get where you need to be, and it'll be on your own terms. Avoiding comparison is a game changer. The moment you start comparing your journey to someone else's, you give away your power. The truth is, everyone's path is different. What works for someone else may not work for you. And that's okay. You are on your own mission. And no one else's story will define yours. Comparison is a silent killer. It steals your joy, your focus, and your momentum. You start thinking you're behind because someone else seems to be further along, but here's the truth, their pace is irrelevant to yours. You're not running the same race. You don't know the obstacles they've faced or the sacrifices they've made. You don't know what they've been through to get to where they are. So why let their success dictate your worth? The moment you look to someone else and think, I'm not there yet, you lose. You drive your confidence and your belief in yourself. You start to think you're not enough because you're not at the same point they are. But what if you're exactly where you need to be? What if your growth, your timing, your process is just right for you? Everyone's timeline is different, and comparing yours to theirs is a distraction. What you don't see is the behind-the-scenes struggle. You don't see the late nights, the failures, the doubts, and the pain that got them to where they are. You only see the finished product. And guess what? No one's journey is as perfect as it looks from the outside. So stop measuring yourself against a version of success you don't fully understand. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. You're not here to be better than anyone else. You're here to be better than you were, to outdo your last effort to grow, and to push past your limits. Focus on that. Focus on your progress, your grind, and your hustle. Don't get lost in someone else's race. If you stay true to yourself, keep your eyes on your own goals, and keep moving forward, you'll create your own success on your terms. The only person you should ever compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. And if you're doing that, you're already winning. Embracing pain is where the real growth happens. Pain is not your enemy, it's your teacher. It's easy to avoid discomfort, to seek the path of least resistance. But if you want to get stronger, faster, tougher, if you want to achieve something meaningful, you have to learn to embrace pain. It's the price of progress. Pain is a sign that you're pushing your limits. It's a reminder that you're not stuck in comfort. When you feel pain, it means you're doing something right. The moment you back off from it, you're choosing to stay in the same place. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens when you're out there grinding, battling against your own weaknesses, pushing yourself beyond what you thought you were capable of. The truth is, the road to success is paved with discomfort. When you push your body, when you push your mind, when you push your spirit to its breaking point, that's when you start to grow. That's when you get stronger. Pain is not a signal to quit. It's a signal to keep going, to keep grinding. It's your body and mind telling you that you're moving in the right direction. You're going to hit moments when everything in you wants to give up, when the pain feels unbearable and your body's begging you to stop. But that's when the magic happens. You've got to push through. When you're in the thick of it, when you're feeling that burn, that's when you know you're really building something. That's when you know you're transforming into the person you need to be to reach your goals. It's not just physical pain either. Mental pain is just as real. The doubt, the fear, the voices in your head telling you that you can't do it, that's pain too. And if you want to succeed, you've got to face that mental pain head on. You've got to learn to ignore those voices and keep pushing forward no matter how loud the negativity gets. Embrace pain like it's a part of the process. Don't run from it. Don't shy away from the struggle. Pain is your best ally on the road to greatness. It's uncomfortable, it's brutal, and it's unforgiving, but it's exactly what you need to become the person you were meant to be. When you can learn to embrace pain and keep pushing through it, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Self-reliance is the key to freedom. It's about taking control of your life, not waiting for someone else to hand you success or opportunity. You can't depend on anyone to make things happen for you. You can't rely on luck, on others' opinions, or on external circumstances to shape your future. The only thing you can count on is yourself. And that's the power you need to unlock. Self-reliance means owning your decisions. It means taking full responsibility for your success, your failures, your growth. You stop waiting for someone to come and fix things for you. You stand on your own 2 feet and make things happen. It's about knowing that the answers you're looking for are inside you. You don't need anyone to tell you what you can or can't do. The only voice that matters is the one inside your head telling you to get up, to keep going, to push harder. The road to success is not paved with handouts. It's paved with hard work, self-discipline, and the ability to get things done without needing anyone to hold your hand. Self-reliance doesn't mean you can't lean on others for support, but it means you don't depend on them to get you where you want to go. It means you're prepared to do the work, to take the initiative, and to solve problems on your own. When you rely on others, you give away your power. You give away control of your own destiny. But when you rely on yourself, when you trust in your ability to navigate the tough times and find your own solutions, you take control of your life. You stop being a victim of circumstance and start being the creator of your own future. It's not always going to be easy. Self-reliance means facing the tough times alone. It means being your own motivator, your own source of strength, and your own guide. But that's what builds true character. The people who make it to the top are the ones who trust in their own abilities, who make their own decisions, and who are willing to put in the work, no matter how hard it gets. To be self-reliant. Don't wait for anyone to save you. Don't expect someone else to do the work for you. If you want it, go out and get it. Trust yourself, trust your instincts, and trust your ability to rise to any challenge that comes your way. Self-reliance is the foundation of a life that's truly yours. And once you build that foundation, nothing can stop you. Consistency is the difference between success and failure. You don't win by taking big leaps every once in a while. You win by showing up day in and day out, putting in the work when nobody's watching, when the results aren't coming, when the progress feels slow. It's the small, consistent actions that build momentum and create success over time. You can't expect to put in a little bit of effort here and there and see massive results. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. Consistency is what keeps you in the game when the excitement fades and the reality of the grind sets in. It's what separates those who talk about success from those who actually achieve it. It's easy to start something, but it's the consistency that keeps you moving forward when everything inside you wants to quit. Too many people get discouraged because they don't see instant results. They work hard for a week, a month, maybe even a year, and still it feels like they're not getting anywhere. But let me tell you something, success doesn't happen overnight. The progress you're making right now, even if it's small, is adding up. But if you quit, if you stop showing up, you'll never see that progress materialize. It's the consistent effort that compounds over time and eventually gets you where you want to be. Consistency is about building habits that push you closer to your goal every day. It's not about doing something once and expecting the world to change. It's about showing up every single day, doing what needs to be done. no matter how you feel, no matter how much you want to skip it. It's about making the hard choice to keep pushing even when the motivation has faded. Motivation is temporary, consistency is what keeps you going when it's all gone. Every successful person you look up to got there through consistent effort. They weren't better than you, they just refused to quit. They committed to their journey, stuck to their process, and kept moving forward even when the results were slow, even when the challenges felt insurmountable. They stayed consistent. You want success? You want greatness? You've got to stay consistent. It's not the big bursts of energy that create the greatest results. It's the relentless, everyday effort that builds the life you want. You can't take shortcuts and you can't afford to quit. Be consistent. Be relentless. Keep showing up, even when it feels hard, and keep doing the work, even when it seems like no one notices. Because in the end, it's that consistency that will set you apart and lead you to victory. To succeed, you need to embrace the grind. Focus on yourself, not others. Build self-reliance, accountability, and mental toughness. Let pain fuel your growth, not hold you back. Silence the noise around you and stay consistent in your efforts. Your path is yours alone, and no one else's journey can dictate your progress. Embrace the challenges, the setbacks, and the long hours, because that's where you'll find your strength. Keep pushing. Keep striving. And above all, never stop. The only way to fail is to quit, so keep moving forward, no matter how tough the road gets.